We need to talk about what just happened in Los Angeles. Because if anyone still had any doubts about what this Lakers team is capable of when everything clicks, those doubts were shattered on Sunday night. The Los Angeles Lakers didn't just beat the Oklahoma City Thunder. They crushed them. Final score: 126-99. A 27-point beatdown over the team with the best record in the NBA. And this wasn't just a regular season win. This was a message. A warning to the entire Western Conference, maybe even the whole league. When the Lakers are locked in, defensively focused, offensively connected, emotionally in sync, they're dangerous. And Sunday night, they reminded everyone of that. With the regular season winding down and playoff positioning at stake, the Lakers needed a high-level test. And they got one. The Thunder weren't just leading the West, they were leading the entire NBA. They had the best defense, the most momentum, and a rising MVP candidate in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. But what we saw on that court was complete domination. From start to finish. Let's talk about Luka Doncic. Because what he did against the #1 defense in the league was nothing short of surgical. 30 points, 6 assists, and a performance that looked effortless. He broke down the defense with spins, crossovers, step-backs, no-look passes, and made the right decision nearly every single time. He read OKC's defense like a book, drawing double teams, creating chaos, and finding shooters in rhythm. And speaking of shooters, the Lakers knocked down 22 three-pointers. That's their highest mark of the entire season. A direct result of Luka's gravity on the floor and the ball movement that followed. After the game, LeBron said it best. Luka was spectacular. And that's coming from a man who's seen it all. But Luka wasn't alone. Austin Reeves is on a tear right now. He's playing with confidence, maturity, and fire. He dropped 20 points in this one, hitting shots from deep, attacking closeouts, and, more impressively, locking in on defense. His assignment? Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. One of the most skilled and slippery guards in the league. And even though SGA scored 26, here's the stat that matters. He didn't go to the free throw line. Not once. That's right, SGA, who lives at the line, did not attempt a single free throw. That hasn't happened since December 2021. And that's because Reeves hounded him all night, fought through screens, stayed vertical, and challenged every shot. Now let's talk about LeBron James. He didn't have to score 30. He didn't need to take over the game. Instead, he directed it. 19 points, yes, but more than that, he was the emotional and defensive leader. He communicated constantly, rotated with precision, and made sure his teammates stayed locked in. He also played a big role in neutralizing Chet Holmgren, OKC's versatile big man. Chet finished with just 10 points, and was a non-factor for most of the night. The Lakers controlled the boards, won the second chance points battle by +10, and kept OKC to just 12 free throw attempts in the entire game. That's not luck. That's discipline. And it all starts with defense. After the game, head coach J.J. Redick had this to say. We were fully committed to the game plan. Defensively and offensively. No panic, no overreactions. Just clean execution. This isn't just about one game. This is about momentum. This is about timing. The Lakers are now 48 wins and 30 losses, solidly in the top 3 of the West. And since Luka joined the team, something has shifted. They beat the Denver Nuggets, they beat the Houston Rockets, and now they've taken down the Oklahoma City Thunder, each time showing poise, defense, and high-level playmaking. They're not just winning games. They're sending a message. Nobody in the West is safe when the Lakers bring this level of intensity. And the best part? This isn't over. These two teams, Lakers and Thunder, are about to run it back. On Tuesday, they face each other again. And sure, the Lakers might tweak the rotation a bit. They've got another big game on Wednesday, against the Mavericks in Dallas, Luka's return to Texas. But still, this rematch is going to be electric. Because now, the Thunder know what's coming. And the Lakers? They've tasted blood. They've found their rhythm. They've earned the respect of the league. The road to the playoffs is heating up. And Los Angeles is on fire. So here's the bottom line. If the Lakers keep playing like this, if Doncic keeps dominating, if Reeves keeps defending, if LeBron keeps leading, then every contender in the West better watch their back. Because the Lakers, they're coming. We need to talk about Bronny James, because what's happening right now is something no one expected. From the moment the Los Angeles Lakers drafted Bronny with the 55th overall pick in the 2024 NBA Draft, the noise around his name was deafening. Critics immediately questioned the move. They pointed to his modest college stats at USC. They highlighted that other players, like his own teammate Boogie Ellis, went undrafted. And they were quick to label him as nothing more than LeBron's son, a Nepo baby riding his father's legacy. And to be fair, his NBA start didn't do much to silence those critics. Bronny's rookie season began with struggles. Real struggles. He barely got playing time. When he did, it was mostly during garbage time, long after the outcome of the game had been decided. Through his first 23 games, he averaged just 2.3 points, 0.6 rebounds, and 0.6 assists per game, shooting a rough .327 from the field, .250 from three, and .786 from the line. To some, it was further proof that he didn't belong in the NBA, at least not yet. But behind the scenes, something else was happening. Bronny was quietly putting in work. No headlines. No viral clips. Just a young player grinding to prove he belongs. And the G League became his proving ground. With the South Bay Lakers, Bronny transformed. Across 11 games, he averaged 21.9 points per game while shooting .443 from the field, .380 from deep, and .815 from the free throw line. He added 5.3 rebounds, 5.3 assists, and 1.9 steals per game, stat lines that showed a glimpse of what he could become. He looked confident, composed, in control. It wasn't just numbers, it was the eye test. He looked like a player who was figuring it out. Then came a recent Lakers game that changed the tone of the conversation. On April 6th, the Lakers faced off against the top-seeded Oklahoma City Thunder, a team with the best record in the Western Conference. And not only did the Lakers dominate that game from start to finish, they sent a message with a 126-99 blowout win. Late in the fourth quarter, with the game already decided, Bronny checked in. Now, these are the moments where young players often just go through the motions. But Bronny didn't waste a second. He drained a deep three and grabbed a rebound. Just over 2 minutes of action, and he made every second count. It wasn't much, but it was efficient, confident, and symbolic of a player who's grown. To put it in perspective, Bronny didn't even make his first three-pointer in the NBA until February 4th, during a blowout win over the Clippers. And now, he's playing like someone who understands how to impact a game, even in limited minutes. And that brings us to the surprising twist. One of Bronny's harshest critics, legendary Los Angeles Times columnist Bill Plaschke, has changed his tune. Completely. Plaschke, who once mocked the pick and questioned the Lakers' motives, wrote a column with a brutally honest admission. The Nepo baby who arrived last summer to a chorus of criticism has quietly risen above it all and muted the noise. I was wrong. Very wrong. Few things have felt more right about this Lakers season than the Bronny James story. That's not just a retraction. That's a redemption arc. Plaschke didn't stop there. He praised Bronny for keeping his head down and earning the respect of his teammates. He noted that Bronny hasn't been a distraction, which, let's be honest, many feared he would be. Instead, he's become a beloved presence in the locker room and a quietly impactful member of the team. Probably the most hated and doubted rookie in the league when the season started, he's won over fans, impressed teammates, inspired his father, and silenced the media, Plaschke wrote. Even more surprising, Plaschke applauded the Lakers front office for how they handled it all. In one of their best front office efforts, the Lakers managed this delicate situation with smart, steady leadership, he added. Think about that. The same writer who mocked the pick is now praising how well the organization handled the entire saga. So what does this all mean? It means Bronny James has earned something much more valuable than a stat line or a starting role. He's earned respect. From the media. From his team. From fans. He may not be lighting up the scoreboard yet. He may not be in the regular rotation. But the journey he's on, the growth we're seeing, it's real. And for a 19-year-old who's had to carry the weight of one of the most famous names in basketball history, that's no small feat. This isn't just a story about a rookie. It's a story about pressure, perseverance, and proving people wrong, not by shouting back, but by working harder. Bronny James still has a long way to go. But if this season is any indication, he's heading in the right direction, and fast. The Lakers have LeBron. They've got Luka. But behind those two stars, there's a noticeable lack of size, rim protection, and consistency in the paint. And if LA wants to contend for a title, really contend, they need to fix that. And now, one name has started circulating that could solve it all. Kristaps Porzingis. That's right. The 7'2" Latvian star, currently with the Boston Celtics, could be the final piece of the puzzle in Los Angeles. Let's rewind for a second. Back in February, the Lakers pulled off one of the biggest trades of the decade, sending shockwaves through the NBA by landing Luka Doncic from the Dallas Mavericks. It was a bold move. It gave them one of the most skilled offensive players in the league, but it also left a hole. That deal cost the Lakers some key interior pieces. Their low-post scoring and rim protection took a hit, and since then, it's shown. Caleb Hightower from the Sporting News summed it up perfectly. The franchise's low-post play has suffered since ESPN's Shams Charania announced the NBA-altering trade on February 2nd involving the Lakers and Dallas Mavericks. So now, the Lakers have to address that weakness. And Porzingis might be the answer. This season with Boston, Kristaps is putting up strong production across the board. He's averaging 19.3 points per game, 6.9 rebounds, and 1.6 blocks while shooting 48.5% from the field and 40.4% from beyond the arc. That last number is especially important. A 7'2" big man shooting over 40% from deep? That's rare. And that kind of floor spacing could unlock a whole new level for the Lakers' offense. He's not just a shooter, either. Porzingis can post up, defend the rim, and be a force in the pick and roll. He gives you size and versatility, and when paired with Luka and LeBron, the possibilities are scary. One of the biggest advantages of adding Porzingis would be how he stretches the floor. Defenses can't collapse on LeBron's drives or trap Luka at the top if there's a 7-footer waiting in the corner ready to splash a three. He creates matchup nightmares. Too slow to switch. He'll pop out and hit a jumper. Too small to contest. He'll shoot right over you. And that's without even mentioning how dangerous he can be as a roll man, especially with a passer like Doncic setting him up. Now let's flip to defense. Porzingis isn't just tall, he's an elite shot blocker when locked in. He averages 1.6 blocks per game this season, and even when he's not swatting shots, he alters everything around the rim. His presence alone changes how teams attack. For a Lakers team that has struggled against bigger lineups, adding a legit 7-footer who can anchor the paint and hold his own on switches is a huge boost. It won't be easy. Porzingis is under contract for $30 million next season. That's a big number, and the Lakers are tight on cap space. But recent reports suggest the Celtics could be open to moving him, especially if they can offload some salary and get future assets in return. That opens the door for a potential multi-team trade. Here's one possible scenario. The Lakers receive Kristaps Porzingis, while the Celtics get expiring contracts and future draft picks via a third team. It's complex, sure, but we've seen Rob Pelinka pull off big moves before. If there's a deal to be made, he'll find it. Of course, with Porzingis, there's always one elephant in the room: his health. Last postseason, he was limited to just 7 games with the Celtics due to a calf strain and a torn medial retinaculum, an uncommon but painful injury. Injuries have followed him throughout his career, and durability is a concern. But when he is healthy, he's a difference maker, a game changer. And maybe, just maybe, in a reduced role, sharing the spotlight with Luka and LeBron, he could stay fresher and avoid the wear and tear that's plagued him in the past. Look, nothing is guaranteed in the NBA. But if the Lakers can land Kristaps Porzingis, they'd instantly address their biggest weakness. They'd gain size, shooting, shot blocking, and a third legitimate star to complete a fearsome trio. LeBron James is on borrowed time. Luka Doncic is in his prime. The championship window is now. And with Kristaps in the mix, that window just might swing wide open.